see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war every.
What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Saturday afternoon? Well, we're going to go ahead and do a recap of day 3 of the 2024 NFL draft for the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat right now. Already chatting it up. We got Alex, we got Jaden, Daniel, Classy, Otis, Daniel, Kitty. I see you all in the chat. Appreciate y'all for being here. By the way, we're going to have a good fun-filled show. We're mainly just going to talk about what the Arizona Cardinals have done. Now, if you read the title, it says recapping. Technically, the Arizona Cardinals aren't quite done yet. We got one more pick in the 2024 NFL draft, but man, this is a long day. I was debating between actually doing a live stream watch party, and then I asked myself, do I really want to stay on live stream for 5+ hours like I did yesterday? No, I don't. So we're going to do a real quick recap. We got one more pick at 226, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that the Arizona Cardinals make that pick maybe later towards the end of this stream, and then obviously we'll be able to cover it then. But right now, we are sitting at the 196 and we got 226, I believe. So we still got some picks ahead of us. Let's see exactly what the Arizona Cardinals do, but let's do a real quick recap on what the Arizona Cardinals have done so far in day 3. Now, I do ask you guys a question here in the chat below. I'm asking you guys, who is so far is your day 3 favorite prospect of this 2024 NFL draft class for day 3? Your options are Xavier Thomas, Taylor-Demerson, Tyjon Palmer, which is a guy that was just released, just named, or Christian Jones. Let me know here in the chat below. We most likely will be getting one more prospect that hopefully, like I said earlier, we're going to be able to dive into. If you guys haven't already smacked the like button, do me that huge favor. Smack up that like button. Do it for the algorithm, and let's get started. Okay, so the Arizona Cardinals have been very, 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 very busy. Very busy. Okay, so honestly, this same trend has been happening for the Arizona Cardinals, where I did not expect the Cardinals to go either of these players, any of these players. And that's not saying these players are bad. It's just, I don't know very much about them, right? I ended up releasing a video earlier today about Max Melton because there's been a lot of backlash of Max Melton, not so much the player, but what the Arizona Cardinals have done. A lot of people were saying that the Cardinals gambled too much. So I made a video earlier today about that. If you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. I'll give you my spiel of how I feel about Max Melton and what Monty Ossenfort ended up saying. But day 3, that trend hasn't changed. There's still a lot of players that I really don't know too much about that the Arizona Cardinals chose, but I'm excited to get to know them. I'm excited to kind of go into the lab and looking at the film and seeing exactly what they can do. But with the very first pick in day 3 for the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals end up going, I believe it's pronounced Dadrion. I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct, but I believe it's pronounced Dadrion Taylor-Demerson, safety. So the Arizona Cardinals filled a much, I guess I wouldn't say a much needed hole, but definitely a hole that we can very well use, right? Later on, in the future, maybe this is going to be a guy that's going to be, a safety for the future for the Arizona Cardinals. You also got to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of these guys in the late rounds, some might not make the 53-man roster. I'm not saying he's not, but some might not. Some people are put into the practice squad. Some people are, just kind of drafted and not signed to the 53. Again, like I said, not saying that this is going to happen to Dadrion, but right now there is not a huge need at safety. But Buda Baker is getting older, right? Jalen Thompson, which we also love here, he has gotten hurt in the past, so maybe it is something where the Cardinals are trying to plan something for the future. And obviously, we're seeing something in him that we decided to use that 104th overall on him. So he is a member of the Arizona Cardinals. Next guy the Arizona Cardinals ended up bringing in is Xavier Thomas, edge out of Clemson. Now, definitely, if you guys know something about either of these players, please let me know here in the chat below. I am kind of in the same boat as a lot of Cardinal fans where I'm just like, okay, cool. I see you, right? I see where you guys are going with these. But, a lot of these guys, I don't know really too much about here at the end of the day. But Xavier Thomas was chosen with the 138th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, an edge out of Clemson, Xavier Thomas. And we're just going to do a real quick recap just because I know there's people that just literally want the information and they want to dip. So we're just going to give the information and then we're going to kind of talk about that here a little bit. Next pick for the Cardinals is going to be Christian Jones. Now, I feel like this one is a very popular pick amongst Cardinal fans. I ended up seeing something from who was it? I think it was Daniel Jeremiah, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but it was one of those big time draft gurus, right? Those big time draft gurus that actually had Christian Jones listed as like top 55 in his big board. So like some people are saying probably the steal of the draft is what I've been hearing out there, but he was chosen 162 162nd overall to the Arizona Cardinals, and that is going to be Christian Jones. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on all these prospects that the Cardinals have brought in? Another player that was literally just announced just before we went live is going to be other than Tajon Palmer. Now, I don't really know too much about him either. I feel like the Arizona Cardinals, at least I believe it was I think it was Mel Kiper that I was actually talking. We actually ended up hearing him say that he actually likes Tajon Palmer, and if he actually spent 1 year more in college, he probably would get drafted a lot higher in 2025. But I think he chose to just kind of, declare for the draft. And the Arizona Cardinals saw something in him because they ended up choosing him with their second to last draft pick of the 2024 NFL draft. So far we got Dadrion, Xavier, Christian, and Tajon to actually dive into and actually talk about here today. I want to get your guys' spiel and how you guys feel about all these draft picks because there's a lot of these guys that I don't really know, but I'm very, very curious to figure out what your guys' thoughts and your analysis is and what you guys know that I don't know. I do have a poll question here below, or actually on top of the YouTube chat. I end up asking you guys, who is the favorite of yours as of right now, day 3 draft pick? Right now, we have Christian Jones just being at the he seems to be kind of leading the horse right now. Christian Jones is at 36%. We got Xavier Thomas at 30%. Then we got Taylor-Demerson at 26%. And then we got Tajon Palmer, which is the guy that was literally just announced, but he just got a respectable 9%. I'm going to leave this poll question up maybe for another 5 to 6 minutes. Let's see if we can go 15, 20 minutes for everybody to continue to vote and see what their thoughts are on the newest acquisitions of the Arizona Cardinals. So, okay, now that you guys know who we got, there's one more pick for the Arizona Cardinals. One more. And I'm hoping by the time we're done with this live stream, we will finally know who that last pick is and we can close the doors on the 2024 NFL draft. And I can do a little bit more in-depth research to figure out who I like, who's my favorite. Obviously, with the exception, we're not going to be bringing in Marvin Harrison Jr. We all know that's my favorite, but I'm saying all these late to mid round picks. Who do I really like? So we're going to be waiting for those videos here coming up pretty soon. But as of right now, we're just doing a real quick analysis. Now, let's start off here with Dadrion. Just real quick. No, I'm sorry, not Dadrion. I apologize. Let's start off with Tajon Palmer. Let's do that just real quick, just because he was the very, very last pick that was literally just done. So I heard Mel Kiper talk, and Mel Kiper actually has very, very glowing remarks about Tajon Palmer. I'm not trying to sway your guys' vote or anything like that, but I was really hoping the Arizona Cardinals were going to double dip in wide receiver, and we did. We double dip in wide receiver. It wasn't the wide receiver that I thought we were going to go after, right? I thought we were going to go after Rice. Cowing actually ended up going to the San Francisco 49ers, which is unfortunate. But Brendan Rice, as far as I know, is still available. And the Cardinals chose Tajon Palmer over Rice. So that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. So as of right now, Tajon Palmer is 6'2", 210. This last year, he had 858 yards and 7 touchdowns. Averages about 18.3 yards a catch. So we got another big-bodied wide receiver, 6'2", and that is Tajon Palmer. Now, like I said, the way I heard Mo Kiper talk about him, it almost kind of feels like this kid has a lot of potential, but he really, really wanted to see him at least one more year in college because he said that he probably can bet his bottom. He didn't say bet his bottom dollar, but he said that if he came out next year, he probably would have gone a lot higher than he actually did. Just, the Arizona Cardinals ended up choosing him where they did, but we could potentially be getting a steal, right? We don't 100% know. As far as I know right now, I'm trying to see exactly what his age is. I haven't been able to see it anywhere. Oh, he's 23. Okay, 23. So pretty young. Pretty young. Decided to declare for the draft, and I don't blame the kid. I don't blame the kid at all. Let's keep it going here. Let's move on over to the very first one. I heard a lot of glowing remarks about Daedron as well. Taylor-Demerson. Now, I might be butchering his first name, and I apologize if I am. Once I'm going to be able to get a lot more familiarized with him, I will be better, I promise. I believe I saw it from Jordan Schultz, if I'm not mistaken. There was one of those big-time reporters that came out and said they really, really like him, and they're actually really happy about him getting drafted. So we got a potential safety that can potentially be a future safety for the Arizona Cardinals in the backfield. I get it. You're probably going to say to yourself, we got Buddha, right? We got Jalen Thompson, but we got to be realistic here, right? Though they're not going to last forever, right? They're not going to last forever. Although we all feel like Buddha Baker is going to be a Cardinal forever, we don't know at the end of the day. There hasn't been no rumors or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But the job of Monty Ossenfort, like he's been saying over and over again, is his job is to find the replacement of the current people on the roster. So if you see something in Daedron, then okay, cool. Let's see exactly what happens here. Xavier Thomas, very, very intriguing. We got a big-bodied edge rusher. Now, if you're going to ask yourself, well, don't we already have, Darius Robinson? Yes, we do. But Robinson, I believe, is more going to be like, I feel like he's going to be more on the inside. I'm just making a prediction here. I'm not 100% on that. I haven't got any news from Jonathan Gannon or the Cardinals. I'm just giving a complete prediction here. I think Darius Robinson is going to be more on the inside. Can he be used on the outside? Yes, he can. But I think with what the Cardinals have seen, I think they really, really like him on the inside. Just like I said, just an opinion. I could be wrong. But I think when we're adding here this next player, in Xavier Thomas, we're getting a guy that's 6'2", 245, 24 years old. And then I believe he had like 3 or 4 sacks, if I'm not mistaken, this last year. Let me see if I can go ahead and bring those up right here. Now, he does play from Clemson, which is obviously a respectable school. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 25 total tackles. So, we're getting a guy that has production, right? And not a big name, but it is what it is. Getting some more edge help. Now, this one is one of my favorites. I'm not going to lie. This one's one of my favorites. I love the idea that we are going to get trenches. I love the idea that we're getting trenches. And this is a good pickup to me. Like I said earlier, I believe it was Daniel Jeremiah that had him top 55 on his big board. Like I said before, these are all predictions. These are all opinions based off of what people truly feel. But this might be the biggest steal, according to fans, according to draft analysts out there, that this guy might be the biggest steal for the Cardinals and where he is, right? We're looking at a guy that is pretty darn big, right? In Christian Jones. So we got an offensive lineman. Let me see what his measurables is here real quick. Okay, so he's 23 years old, 322. So he's 322 pounds. Christian Jones is, and he's 6'6". Big guy, big guy. So very intriguing there. This might be my favorite one in day 3. Like I said, we got one more pick. One more pick, and I'm hoping by the time we're done with this live stream, we will know who that last pick is. And if not, we will probably have to post about it because I've been in front of this TV for what seems to be hours and hours and hours. And then this right here is kind of I did see somebody in the comments say, why didn't we go Rice? It's a good question, right? A lot of people were asking me. Here we go. I think Leo said that. Well, why didn't we get right? Yeah, honestly, this year has been like short of what we did in the first round. I kind of had a sense in what the Arizona Cardinals were going to do, right? I kind of had a sense of what the Cardinals were going to do in the first round only. The second round and the rest of the rounds after that, I'm as completely thrown through a loop as anybody else is, right? So for the people asking out there, why didn't we get Rice? That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. I thought the Cardinals were very heavily interested in a Brendan Rice, personally. There's a lot of guys that I need to do a lot of homework on. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of guys that we have on this roster or that we drafted that I'm going to have to do some homework on. I'm not mad at it. It just means that I just got to go into the lab and I got to look at highlights. I got to look a little bit more deeper into them. I got to look at their interviews, see what type of personalities they are. But I feel like at the end of the day, most of these players that are being drafted to the Cardinals, like I said yesterday when we made our day 2 recap, it's one of those things where I just feel like these are Monty / Jonathan Gannon type guys, right? So we got Michael in the chat says Jones is a great pickup. I agree. I think this is my favorite one, honestly. I think this is my favorite pick. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. Let's go with my guy here. My guy, the same Bub here. What's up, brother? He says Paris Johnson at left tackle. Okay, wait. We have a scenario here, ladies and gentlemen. Close your eyes. Let me read this to you. We got my guy Bub in the chat. He says Paris Johnson at left tackle, Isaiah Adams at left guard, Froholt at center, Will Hernandez at right guard, and Christian Jones right tackle. I mean, it sounds great, right? Sounds good. I just don't see Jonah Williams getting paid what he did and not getting a start. Now, we are going to have a competitive training camp, right? I don't expect Jonathan Gannon to not have I think he's going to, but I think Jonah Williams will be right tackle. If not right tackle, left tackle. But I'm feeling it in my heart of hearts that we're going to be seeing Paris Johnson make the switch, and he's going to be moving to left. And I feel like Jonah Williams is going to be that right tackle for the Cardinals. Got the experience. He's a veteran. He got paid. But I do love the idea of having a backup plan in case something happens to a said Jonah Williams, right? If something happens to him, then yeah, then I would love to see the rookie and see what he can do for the Arizona Cardinals. But I think that it most likely will be Jonah Williams personally. Here we go. First contribution of the day. Brian Smith in the chat. What's up, brother? Appreciate you for being here, and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody here in the chat. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. And I know it's the weekend, and a lot of people are out here doing multiple different things, and appreciate y'all for being here. So Brian Smith says this. It's clear that their coaches at the Shrine Game and Senior Bowl had a lot of influence on their decisions. I agree with you. There's been a lot of picks that I have heard before that are like standouts in the Senior Bowl. I 100% agree with you. I think that Darius Robinson really, really picked up his draft stock in the Senior Bowl. I believe Max Melton might have been one of those guys as well that has big influence on that as well. But we also got to keep in mind here that, Christian Boyd just went. I really like that he went to the Packers. Okay, I digress. Yeah, I agree with you. I think there is a lot of influence with what has happened in those big bowl games, right? Especially the Senior Bowl, right? I agree. It's cool to see, but you can tell the Cardinals are really specifically focused on schools specifically, right? Like for example, Illinois, right? Yesterday, we ended up getting 2 guys literally back to back from Illinois, right? We ended up getting Adams, and then we ended up getting Tittman. So I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I'm really hoping well, right? I'm really, really hoping very, very well for both of these players, right? Adams, which he has played tackle, but I believe it's going to be guard is where he's going to mainly play in the NFL as long as he can make the 53-man roster. And then also Tittman as well for the Arizona Cardinals. So like they are going schools that I didn't think that they were going to do. But so far, not gonna lie to you, y'all. This is my favorite second. this is one of my favorites. Trey Benson's one of my favorites still. I'm not gonna lie. But these day 3 picks, if I'm going to have to give you one favorite, it's probably going to have to be Christian Jones for sure. Christian Jones for sure, man. 6'6", 321 pounds, a monster. He's a monster. 23 years old. We can still very well get very, very good depth, and I think trenches is very important for the Arizona Cardinals. Brian in the chat says, also, I heard Rice did not have a good Senior Bowl. Boom. I mean, you're pretty much connecting the dots right there, my guy. You're pretty much connecting the dots right there. Although the name sounds sweet, right? Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice. It definitely seems like his stock is completely like nobody's gone. We've seen multiple wide receivers go and he's still there. He's still there, right? I think last time I looked, he's still there. Let me just do a real quick kind of glance over. Yeah, I don't see Rice gotten taken at all. That's surprising to me. Jacob Cowing ended up going to the San Francisco 49ers, which is very unfortunate because I would really love him as a slot wide receiver for the future. But I get it. It's not a big need because we do have Greg Dortch, right? Greg Dortch most likely will be getting the nod. He will be the slot wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. But we did add another wideout just before we went live. And that's this man right here, Tejon Palmer, which I've said this multiple times and you guys probably will get annoyed with me, but Mel Kiper seems to be very, very on board with this pick and truly believes that if the Arizona or if he actually stayed one more year in college, he'd probably go much higher the next year. But he went into the draft and the Cardinals still picked him up. Big bodied wide receiver, 6'2", right? We can use that. Well, we can use that. We ain't mad at it. 6'2", 210. And I believe he was 23. So yeah, good pickups, man. Good pickups. Intriguing ones, I guess is the best way to describe it. Intriguing pickups is the best way to describe it here, in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure if you guys follow me here on social media. I highly recommend you do so, especially on X/Twitter. Biggest reason why is I ended up putting a post here. I saw something here on the X/Twitter world. The fact that Kyler Murray is already putting in the work, ladies and gentlemen. He already is putting in the work. And if you don't know what I'm saying, let me go ahead and just do a real quick sharing of my screen so I can kind of show you guys what I'm seeing here in the Twitter/X world. But Kyler Murray looks happy, man. Kyler Murray loves the Marvin Harrison Jr. pick. I think it's a no-brainer that's exactly what they should have done. But take a look at this here real quick. Boom, look at this. So this is my poster. I said already putting in the work, but shout out to Varsity Sports Show. He ended up putting this on here. It says, even Kyler knew we would be broadcasting out here today. Watch this video.
Hey, got closed workout right now till these guys are done.
Look, that's Trey McBride.
Your name?
What?
What's your name?
Wyatt.
Wyatt, yeah. So can't be out here until these guys are done.
Yeah, ignore the guy that's talking back here, but let's just turn them down real quick. So it's Kyler Murray, Mike Wilson. I saw there as well. That's Mike Wilson right there, and I believe I'm not sure. I think that's Marv right there. Maybe not, but that's I think that's Mike Wilson. So we have. Let me just do a real quick. So that's Trey McBride right there in the colorful shirt. Kyler Murray right there in the red shorts, already putting in the work. So Trey McBride, already catching some reps on the offseason. Gotta love to see it. And then I believe you see Mike Wilson here as well. In the full black on black right here, black pants, black shirt. I believe that's Mike Wilson. And I don't know if this is Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think it is with the beanie on. I can't really see, but if it is, that's just much more exciting here for the Arizona Cardinals, man. We're putting in the work, man. Kyler Murray's putting in the work. You got to love to see it. That's definitely something that you want to see for sure. Here we go. Got a $20 donation, $20 bomb. What's up, Jay? Appreciate you. Thank you so very much for the generous donation. He says this, great news. As of right now, I'm moving back to Phoenix and I'm taking my wife and her cowboy loving self out of Dallas. Go Cardinals. Man, give the man a hand. He's doing great work right now. That's amazing, Jay. Appreciate you so much for the $20 donation. And I agree. Get out of Dallas. Ain't a good spot. Come to Phoenix. It's a wonderful place to be, and it's a good time to be Cardinals fans right now because there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of buzz in the air with Marvin Harrison Jr., Darius Robinson. I know there's some Cardinals fans out there that are scratching their heads still about what we did in the second round. Don't fret. Monty has not done anything to lead us astray. Let's give the trust. Let's hope and pray that Max Melton could be the next outside corner for the Cardinals, and then we'll see exactly what happens from there. So appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much for the $20 dono. Absolutely appreciate it. Got my guy Michael Evans in the chat, says tall wide receiver. Love it. Absolutely. Let's go with my guy in the chat here, Joel. Thank you so very much for being here, Joel. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I think it's Joel. He says, let's be real. Most of our picks could have been 5th to 6th round talent. Obviously not Melton, Marvin Harrison Jr. or Robinson. I mean, that's the debate, right? I mean, that's the debate that we're kind of getting right now from Cardinal fans. And you know, I see where you're coming from, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, no, you're a hater, right? I've been very, I've always wanted to tell you the truth on everything that we do in this podcast. And, you know, there was some times that I was like, what? Like, what's happening? Like, for example, like Adams, right? Like Christian Haynes was on the board. I was like, why not get Christian Haynes? Right? So stuff like that. But I mean, like, they're looking for a specific type of person, right? They're looking for a specific type of player at the end of the day, right? Like, we don't know. If we're not in the locker room, we don't know who these guys are. We know that these kids can be good, right? With all these mock drafts that we're doing left and right. But if Monty and Jonathan Gannon are looking for a specific type of player, then, you know, who's to say that it's a wrong pick? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like if they like them and they feel like they are going to be making a big impact in this locker room because of their personality and who they are as people, let's give them a chance, right? Let's give them a chance. I did scratch my head a couple of times, but I don't know. I don't know how they're going to turn out. I feel like that's one of the most important parts of this draft. Because I said it multiple times. I had an inkling of what we were going to do in the first round, but everything after that, I butchered it. Even my video I posted yesterday, I butchered that like drastically. But I mean, Benson was a huge pick, man. Like Benson was and here's the thing too, ladies and gentlemen, I've talked about this before multiple times. We have 11 picks in this draft, right? We're not going to hit all 11. Like, let's just call it like it is. We're not going to hit all 11. It's just not possible. If the Cardinals can get 4 to 5 solid starters in this draft, that's a home run. And I get it. That's less than 50% success rate. I get that. But that's what you need. 4 to 5 solid starters with these 11 picks. If you can get 4 to 5 solid starters, that's a dub. That's a W, man. Because, like, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., we all have high praises, right? We're all excited about Marvin Harrison Jr. To me, Trey Benson is going to be something. Like, if not this year, definitely maybe in the middle part of the year or next year, right? We got very, very high praise from Benson. I'm excited about Benson. Max Melton, I came around to it, right? I took a sleep. I saw some tape. I like what he put on the film. I like it. Max Melton could be a good pickup for the Arizona Cardinals as well. Tippmann, we don't need a number one. We don't need a number one tight end, but we can use a very well blocking tight end with 12 personnel or those big body packages. That could be a starter as well, right? And then Darius Robinson, of course, cherry on top of the ice cream. He's most likely going to be a starter. So we're bringing in people that are depth, but also can very well be good, right? Diamonds in the rough is probably what they're looking for here. So I see where people are coming from. But we got to give them the opportunity, right? We got to give them the opportunity, right? 2 tight end packages, 100%. 2 tight end packages, absolutely. You know what I mean? You have, Tippmann blocking, mauling people, and then you got Trey McBride cooking, right? The next best young tight end in the NFL. Bookmark it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm excited. There are some people that I scratch my head, but like I said, Monty has not led us astray so far. I'm on board. I'm excited to see what these young kids can do. And bringing them to this roster, which had a lot of holes, we can very well use a lot of these prospects for sure. Let's keep it with the chat. We got my guy in the chat says, love the Robinson pick. I do too. I really do like the Robinson pick. I think it's very, very underrated. Some people don't like it, but I like it. I think it's a good pickup to have a guy that can do inside, outside, put some more meat on his bones than maybe be more on the inside. But we're talking about a guy that's like 6'5". This guy's massive. This guy's massive. So I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. Got my guy in the chat says Benson's going to be good. I agree. Sheesh. Good might be understatement. You know what I mean? Good might be an understatement. We're talking about a guy has very, very good, qualities about him, right? Very, very good qualities about him in terms of who he is. So like we're talking about a potential really, really good running back for the future for the Arizona Cardinals. And if he doesn't work out, I will be shocked. But I have a lot of optimism and high praise for a said Trey Benson for the future for the Cardinals. Let's keep it going. We got a guy in the chat says Robinson developed. Other guy in the chat says only pick I didn't like was blocking tight end in the 3rd round. I mean, but look at the roster. Like, look the roster that we have. Who do we have? Elijah Higgins, right? Elijah Higgins and Swaim. Like, those aren't going to be guys that are like they're guys on our roster, but you really need to have guys that you really depend on, right? Like, I see why you don't like the pick because you're probably correlating that pick with us trading back and not getting Kool-Aid. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But like who we have on the tight end, like core right now, Elijah Higgins, Tippmann, and this guy named Travis Vokilik. I don't know him, right? I don't know too much about him. So like Tippmann can very well be number 2 tight end for the Cardinals and can be put into packages that can very well have him have another big body to block. So like it's obvious what the Cardinals are doing. The Cardinals are trying to do everything they possibly can to keep Kyler Murray upright, keep Kyler Murray healthy for the year, keep Kyler Murray in a form where if we do have a said heavy package and we only have maybe 1 or 2 wide receivers or no route, and then maybe Trey McBride here, just like 2 routes, 3 routes, right? Then I think we will be in a good spot because we have blocking people that are willing to go in there and make that block. So I'm not mad at it. Personally, right? Let's keep it with the chat here. We got my guy in the chat says, what do you think our record will be? Ooh. And I got my guy username here trying to put me on the spot. Well, we were 4 wins last year. Honestly, with the full Kyler Murray and being that the Cardinals were in most of these games, right? I feel like we were in most of these games. Yes, we lost most games, but like we didn't have our franchise quarterback in a lot of these games, right? So I honestly feel like the Arizona Cardinals can make some noise this year. I feel like 7-8 is attainable. 7-8 wins is attainable. And I feel like that's the next step. That is the next step here, especially if you have your franchise quarterback. Now, if they exceed our expectations and are way better, then great. That's even better, right? But I feel like the next step for the Cardinals is about 7-8 wins from your 4-win season. I get it. More expectations because you're franchise quarterback, but that's what I'm hoping for. I got my guy in the chat says, I think we can get 10 wins. Hey, I love it. I love it. I want to see how this final 53-man roster shakes out. And we've seen it before. We've seen NFL teams. We've seen NFL teams go from last to first, right? We've seen it. Full Kyler Murray, healthy season. I love the optimism. My prediction is more, I'm trying to be cautious, right? I'm not trying to set myself up for excitement. Although, yes, I can very well see a 10-win season, and I would love to see a 10-win season. It's just right now I'm trying to temper my expectations. We're just in April, right? We're just in April right now. I want to see how these OTAs happen, the mini camp, all these things that kind of get us to the preseason. I want to see how this all develops. But so far, I'm liking the way this roster is shaping out. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. But Kyler Murray, a full healthy year, right? As long as he can stay healthy, fingers crossed. We got a lot of depth. We got a lot of people to kind of keep him upright. We'll see. What's up, Jesse? Jesse says, NFC is weak. Kyler has a stronger line and wide receiving core. Plus, the defense is revamped. Gannon's going to get the best out of his players. Playoffs aren't out of the picture for sure. I agree. Like I said, my cautious expectation is 7-8 wins, right? cautious, but 10 wins is attainable. It is, right? We got a total of 17. No, we got, what, 18 games now? Yeah, what's 18 games? Yeah, 18 games now. Yeah, because, yep. No, 17 games. So 18 games. There is a word that Roger Goodell wants to make an 18-game season. We're still 18 weeks, 17 games right now, though. But there is rumor and word and that he wants to make it into an 18-week season. So we'll see. Or 18-game season. So we'll see. Let's see here. Let's keep it with the chat. What's your favorite day 3 pick? Favorite day 3 pick is going to be Christian Jones for sure. I feel like I am sold on the idea that this man can potentially be a right tackle for the future for the Cardinals. And I could have sworn it was Daniel Jeremiah that had him like top 55 in his big board in terms of top prospects. So I'm going to lean into Christian Jones on a potential great depth piece, but also a potential starter for the Cardinals. Hoping nobody goes down, but in case somebody goes down, then yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's good pickups, man. Definitely not pickups that I probably would have predicted in a million years, even 100 years. I wouldn't have predicted them, but that doesn't mean they're bad, right? That doesn't mean they're bad. So just to kind of do a real quick recap for the people that are still here right now, I believe we are 11 picks away from the Arizona Cardinals' last pick of the 2024 NFL draft. And hopefully before we hit the hour mark, hopefully we'll be able to cover, but we got one more pick left. But let's do a real quick recap on who we have and who the Arizona Cardinals ended up picking in day 3. So Cardinals ended up getting, and I might be butchering his name, let me know here in the chat, but I believe it's pronounced Taylor-Demerson. And what I've been reading up on him so far, in his career in college, I think he had a total of like 10 interceptions and 2 sacks. So we're talking about a guy that could potentially be a safety for the future. Right now is not a big need. Obviously, with Buddha and Jalen Thompson, he probably is going to struggle to get any playing time, but maybe special teams, maybe practice squad, heck, maybe a third, right? Maybe a third. Maybe, I mean, we can still very well get more than 2 safeties on the 53. Maybe the Cardinals do like him. We'll see. But Dadrion Taylor-Demerson, then the Cardinals ended up going edge in the next round, getting Xavier Thomas, which is pretty intriguing. Big dude, big guy. And I believe he had like 3 sacks this last season with Clemson. And then after that, we ended up going Christian Jones, offensive lineman out of Texas. And then just before we went live on this podcast here, we ended up getting this individual right here, Tajon Palmer, 6'2", 210. And I think he had like 800 yards, I believe I'm not mistaken. So he's got like 7 touchdowns. So there's production. There was definitely production from him. Let's get to that poll question. I completely forgot that we had a poll question up right now. Let's get to that poll question. Let's see what you guys have to say here in the chat below. Let's take a look. Right now we got over 100. Appreciate y'all for being here. If you guys can do me a huge favor, smack the like button, do it for the algorithm. Right now we're sitting with 36 likes with over 150 people watching on the YouTube side. And if you're watching on Twitter/X, definitely smack up that heart button if you could do me that huge favor. So let's take a look at the poll question. I end up asking you guys. Right now we got 199 votes. Who is your favorite day 3 pick? And options are Xavier Thomas, Dadrion Taylor-Demerson, Tajon Palmer, and then Christian Jones. And then for the most part, I think Christian Jones might be the favorite amongst the fan base that's voted so far. So we're closing up the poll, and it looks like Christian Jones won with 34%. But Xavier Thomas at 30%, Dadrion Taylor-Demerson at 26%, and then Tajon Palmer, which is our very last pickup, with 8%. So, I mean, you can't be mad, man. You can't be mad. I feel like the Arizona Cardinals had a plan this year. They had a plan. They executed it. Did I get any of these right? No, I didn't. With the exception of your day 1. That was literally the only ones I kind of had an inkling on what the Cardinals were going to do, because everything else was a complete like, whoa, okay, cool. All right. Let's read up on this guy, right? Let's see who this guy can be potentially here, right? So that's just kind of the way it falls. And then we did have a tweet that we retweeted here in the X/Twitter world that the Arizona Cardinals, or I'm sorry, not the Cardinals, that Kyler Murray is currently right now putting in the work and actually getting some reps in with Trey McBride, and I believe it was Michael Wilson there as well. So, yeah, good things happening for the Cardinals. Super, super excited. Crazy things happened so far in the 2024 NFL draft. And I think that one of the most crazy, biggest things happened was that the Atlanta pickup for Penix was really, really interesting. We got a guy in the chat says, is Malik Washington still on the board? No, I believe he actually ended up getting picked up when we were on this live stream. But just like I was just in it. Let me see who picked him up. Malik Washington did end up going. I just forgot who picked him up. It was in this round, though, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I can't see it, but I could have sworn he did get picked up. And let me filter out wide receiver. Yeah, right now we got 226 still available for the Cardinals. So we got one more pickup. Per the PFF wide receiving draft rankings, the best wide receivers that are available is Brandon Rice, Taj Washington, Isaiah Williams, and Cornelius Johnson are the top wide receivers that are still available. So the Cardinals did double dip. I mean, we got that. We also double dip in cornerback as well, which we definitely very well needed as well. So we got 226. I believe it got moved to 222 if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. No, you're right. It's 226. Yeah, 226 is the last pick for the Cardinals. Yeah. So we have 14 more picks. Sheesh. We got my guy in the chat says, what about DT? We didn't go for a pure DT, right? But Darius Robinson has a potential to be that guy. Darius Robinson has a potential to be that guy that can play on the inside, and then a guy that can be on the edge as well. We didn't get a nose tackle, like a specific dude that's going to be like that, but like if you're looking just like an interior guy, I think Darius Robinson could potentially be that guy for the Cardinals. My guy in the chat says we're getting 12 wins, 2 losses. Well, now there's 17 games, so maybe 3 losses, but 14 wins would be crazy. That would be insane. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Got my guy in the chat says, bro, for real. Oh my God, I wanted Peyton Wilson so bad. His slip was wild. I'm not going to lie to you. His slip was wild. Where he got picked up was wild. Peyton Wilson, I did not expect him to slip that far down. So yeah, I agree. It's, there's some people out there that Cardinals fans wanted that we didn't get, but like I said, we're looking for a specific type of person, and they might not fit, right? They might not fit the mold. Mike, do you think we re-sign Connor next season or rock with Benson, bro? Benson, honestly, nothing to do with Connor. Nothing to do with Connor. Connor is fantastic, and I hope nobody gets offended by this. But honestly, the fact that James Conner is always injured, right? It almost kind of feels like every season there's something wrong with James Conner. And being the fact that he's 28 years old right now, and I believe he's going to be 29 when the season starts, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what his date of birth is. See if it's on here. Yeah, so he's actually going to be 29 here pretty soon. I think within the next month or so, he's going to be 29. So there's a big production drop with a lot of running backs. Now, if James Conner's still producing, that hey, it's his job to lose. But if we're talking about a contract, if you can get the same production from a guy and pay him cheaper compared to what you're probably going to do for a James Conner, yeah, I don't think it's the wise choice. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be maybe the last year of James Conner. Let me see what his contract looks like, though. I know you said, what is his contract? James Conner right now is under contract with the Arizona Cardinals until 2024. Yeah, this is his last year. Go to call out. This is his last year. So Monty's looking for replacements. They'll go with the cheaper option for sure. Absolutely. They'll go with the cheaper option. Trey Benson. Absolutely. This is one of my favorite picks. This is one of my favorite picks. I did not expect the Cardinals to go running back in the top 90. And boy, did they get a great pickup with Trey Benson. A great pickup with Trey Benson. It's massive. It's massive. But yeah, if we don't see James Conner be healthy this next year, is just another reason as to why they most likely won't bring him back. Age, expensiveness, and especially if you can get a young guy that's younger, more tread on the tires, and cheaper. You know what I mean? I think Trey Benson's the future for sure. Lennon, what's up, Lennon? Appreciate you for being here, brother. He says Marvin Harrison Jr. will be the next Larry Fitzgerald in our draft. Is killing it. I give an A+ or an A-. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think there was a couple of them that were kind of confusing, but I still would give this draft class like total. And I'm curious to figure out who the 226 is going to be here, but I still do feel like this is at least an A-, right? At least it's definitely an A, right? It's definitely an A. I feel like the Cardinals have done what I'm not used to them doing, right? Trenches was a big key factor in this draft. A big key factor in this draft. And I'm just not used to it, but you got to give credit to where credit's due. Like they really focused in and honed in on trenches on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, protecting Kyler Murray. That was the mind process coming in here. And we still got some weapons sprinkled in. We got some defensive pieces that are not on the line, but still, I think overall, I think we did a really good job in the trenches. We got a guy, Dea says, we would have picked all linebackers if Keim was still GM. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know there was a story that actually came out with Steve Keim, and then the real thing that kind of happened to him. And I believe there was a, mental health as well as like addiction. I think is what I ended up kind of gathering from that latest podcast from Jay Glazer. So I'm just glad that he's getting help, right, as a person. But Monty Austin-Ford in this new regime, I feel like is definitely going to put us in the right position moving forward. And I really, really do like what he's done. Let's see here. Let's keep it with the chat. Got a guy in the chat says, love Connor, but at points you got to make cuts. Benson's pick didn't happen just to be a backup for a couple of years. Facts. No, yeah, it's factual. It's so facts. Yeah. I said this before, and I know a lot of people didn't believe me that the Cardinals are going to go running back. I didn't think they were going to go this high. I'm glad that they went this high. I truly am. I just thought we were going to pick up somebody in the later part of the draft, like somewhere around this spot, or maybe even with the last pick. That's where I thought running back was going to be addressed. I didn't think we were going to pick one up in the top 90. It's huge. It's a great pickup. It's one of the best running backs in the 2024 NFL draft, in the 2023 collegiate season. He's one of the best running backs. It's amazing. It's amazing, right? The days of picking a running back in the first round, that doesn't really happen much anymore, right? It doesn't happen. I think Bijan Robinson was the last one that went in the first round, and I don't think it's his fault that his season so far, has not been great. I think it's more of the Atlanta Falcons, but like we can get a really, really premier runner in the third round that we just got. So I'm excited. Benson was one of my favorite picks. I agree. One of my favorite picks as well. I think the Arizona Cardinals are definitely doing what they can to make sure that this roster is built up the right way. And trenches is what's focusing on right now, and as it should be. It's what they're focusing on. We got a guy in the chat says DeJean greater than Melton. Sheesh. Well, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens here. I know DeJean, we talked about this a little earlier in the stream. DeJean and Cooper, I'm sorry, not Cooper. Same guy. DeJean and Kool-Aid were there when the Cardinals decided to trade back. I made a video about it. I'm not sure if it swayed anybody, but I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably one of my most hated videos, in terms of like dislikes. But I made a Max Melton video earlier this morning, and I according to there was a lot of dislikes on that video, and then I think there was just a lot of people that were upset that we traded down and not picked at 35. But like I said, I'm not mad at Max Melton. Nothing to do with him. I think he's going to be a great player for the Cardinals. I think he's going to get a good opportunity here. And it just kind of really depends on what happens, right? It's a specific type of player that the Cardinals are looking for. A specific type of player, and Max Melton might be that guy. So, guy in the chat says, why did the Eagles eat all the skill position? Yeah, they do. The Eagles did. Honestly, I look at the Eagles like, yeah, they did well. They really did well. The Cardinals are focusing on trenches. Like, I think we really all got to realize the fact that the Cardinals are really focusing on trenches this year, whether it's the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Is what we're focusing on. We got some positional players as well, like your safety, your wide receiver, stuff like that. But trenches has been really dominant, right? Offensive and defensive side of the ball. Here we go. Got a $4.99 donation from my guy Kevin here. Appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you so very much for the contribution. He says this: Monty will be busy on the phone when the draft is done. Undrafted free agent time. Gotta wonder if there is a gem out there. Boom. Honestly, this is something that's not talked about a lot. You're 100% right, Kevin. This is something that's not talked about a lot. A lot of people forget that, okay, so the draft is over, right? It's done. It's done. There's still undrafted free agents, the undrafted rookies that come in, right? There's still undrafted rookies that can be signed by the Cardinals. And it seems like last year, per Monty Austin, we brought in a good amount, right? We brought a good amount in. And I believe with the whole waiver wire claim, I'm not 100% sure where Starling Thomas V, whether it was, I think it was just cuts, if I'm not mistaken, from the final 53s when we get him. I'm not 100, kind of sure. I'm not 100%, but we could still very well get an undrafted player, right? And still can shock. So I'm going to be making videos about that as well for the undrafted players that the Cardinals do decide to sign in. You never know. Maybe we can get a gem or two in there as well. But like I said earlier, a lot of people think that all 11 of these picks need to pick or need a hit, right? That's the beauty. We don't need all 11 of these picks to hit. We need players to be in the positions for them to succeed. And with Tippmann, we're talking about a blocking tight end that can very well be tight end number 2 for the Cardinals. We got a running back that's most likely going to be running back for the future. We got Darius Robinson that can play both roles, edge, inside. We got wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., going to be a beast. And then we got a lot of people as well that we'll see, right? But as long as we get 4 or 5 starters out of this draft, that's dynamite. That's dynamite. 4 or 5 starters is dynamite. Got a guy in the chat says Elijah Higgins was pretty good for us last year. Yeah, but I guess maybe not to the point where they feel, I mean, per the depth chart right here, Elijah Higgins is still number 2 tight end on the depth chart, right? But we're still going to training camp, right? And here's the thing. Tippmann brings a specific type of tight end, right? He's not your prototypical tight end, right? He's a tight end that's a blocking tight end, but he could still make some plays as well. He can still catch the ball, right? Underrated catcher. But he is a guy that's mainly going to be blocking, right? Those 12 personnel, those big bodied packages that the Cardinals probably want to start doing a lot more this year. So, but yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Where was I? I had the depth chart here. So here we go. Yeah. Because right now, I'm sorry. I keep calling him Tippmann. I apologize. It's Tip Ryman. I'm so sorry. I just made a whole new name for him. Tip Ryman. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So Tip Ryman is listed as a 3rd tight end right now, but he brings a different skill set than Elijah Higgins does in my eyes. All right, let's keep it with the chat here. I was hoping that we were going to go ahead and get this last final pick for the Cardinals. Right now, we're sitting at 217. 217 right now. And I believe, so now we move to 218. We got, 7 picks left to find out the last pick of the Arizona Cardinals. Let me know, should we stay live until the last pick? Let me know here in the chat below. And then we will go from there. All right, let's see on the chat here. We got my guy in the chat says, why y'all comparing Caleb to Kyler? A rookie versus a 5-year vet ain't the same. Might be having a conversation with somebody here in the chat, but Okay, in the chat says Brendan Rice to the Cardinals. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at or tripling down on wide receiver, but like if they didn't get him in this last pick and we got the guy Tajon Palmer, it's really weird that Brendan Rice is still there. Like it's really, really weird that Brendan Rice is still there. But like nobody's really getting him, right? Not just the Cardinals. Like nobody got him. He's still there. Best player available. He's still there, right? Brendan Rice is still there. Yeah. Leonard Taylor is still there. Who are some other people that I kind of like? I liked. Let me see. Let me look at this list. Kalen King is still there. Like, man, it's just Dylan Johnson still there, which I thought this was a guy that the Cardinals were going to pick up. He's still there. Frank Gore Jr. is still there. Like, there's still a lot of talented prospects. So the Cardinals are going to be bringing in undrafted rookies to this roster. It's just, let's see what happens, right? Our last pick will be an offensive lineman, maybe a center, right? Maybe we can bring in a center. I think Froholt has done very, very well for the Cardinals. I just don't think it's going to be a future, like forever. Obviously not forever, but like I think Froholt's going to be like 1 year guy to me. I mean, he did good. I think he did good. He's 20. He's 27 though, barely. I thought he was older than that. I mean, maybe he might be. I don't know. I mean, he did do good. I mean, I got to give credit to where credit's due. I mean, he did do good for us. My guy in the chat says, I'm an AZ Cardinal fan, not a Bear fan. I don't care about Caleb Williams. Okay, I think you guys are just talking amongst each other in the chat. That's cool. All right. All right, we got my guy, Doug G says, I agree, Michael. I was a big fan of Kyler out of college. He's done nothing but disappoint. I think he's a game manager, average at best. Sheesh. Yeah, I just made a whole brand new name for my guy, Tip, man. I was calling him Tip Man. No, it's not Tipman. It's a Tip Ryman. That's on me. So ignore all those. I kind of like the name Tip. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, let's keep it with the chat. My guy in the chat says Suns got cooked last night. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Suns, man. The Suns are very disappointing. The whole Valley. Quarterback backup, my guy in the chat says. I don't know. What do y'all think the Cardinals are going to do here on the last pick? We're sitting at 226, and right now we are at 219. I feel like these picks should go on like turbo mode right now because it's like this has been happening since 9 a.m. 9 a.m. And there's a reason why I didn't go live watch party. Like I was going to, but I was like, I don't want to be live that long. Like that's long. I did that yesterday at Bleacher Report. It was like 5.5 hours. It was brutal. All right, got my guy in the chat says wide receiver or Taylor. We got my guy Tune still up in the house. All right. My Kings got cooked last night. Yeah, no, it's rough, man. Suns got cooked for sure. The picks do get slower every year, right? I could have sworn day 3 wasn't this long. Like I could have sworn it wasn't this long. Like 9 to 4 seems like pretty freaking long. Like it seems like too long. I could have sworn this was not the way it went in years past. You might be right though. It probably is one of those things where it just kind of gets longer and longer. But all right, let's keep it with the chat here. Let's go Cardinals. Can't wait for the regular season 10-7. That's a good prediction. Let's do this. While we're waiting for this pick, let me know what your guys' thoughts are and how many wins you think we're going to get in the 2024 season. Go ahead and spam it up here in the chat below. How many wins are the Arizona Cardinals going to get in the regular season? Today, we're just doing a real quick recap of the Arizona Cardinals. That's what we're doing today, just FYI. Oh, man, I just noticed that the title of this video is completely wrong. Wow. I've been live for how long? And this title is completely wrong. First, it starts off with Tipman. And now my title says recapping day 2. What a... Idiot. What a idiot. At least my thumbnail was right. Wow. I am just on another level right now, man. Over here calling players that we don't even have. Tipman. What am I talking? And then I have day 2. Sheesh. Guy here dusted it. Yo, hey. Hopefully we don't remember this in a month or so. Let's keep it going here. Got my guy in the chat says we should come up with a TV show called A Guy in the Chat Says. We should come up with a TV show. We should come up with a TV show called that for sure. I like that. I like that. I like that. I didn't even realize that. No, I didn't either till now. I literally just looked at it and I was like, day 2. I was like, what am I doing right now? And I was calling our guy Tipman Ryman. I said it again. Tip. His name is Tip. It's just an odd name to me. I don't know. It's just an odd name to me. Tip Ryman. That's the name. Tip Ryman. Go Tim. All right, I can't with y'all right now. All right, I can't with y'all. All right, let's go back to our predictions. Let's go back to our predictions. I end up asking you guys how many wins are we gonna going ahead and get in 2024 season. All right, we got 10 wins, we got 14 wins, we got 9 wins, we got 17-0. Very optimistic. We got 7 wins, 17 wins. Shoosh. 8 to 9 wins, 12 wins, 13 wins, 8 wins, 11 wins. All right, love it. Love to see it. Okay, perfect. Sheesh. Oh, right. It doesn't stop. It just continues. Oh, buddy, man. We had to bring in a guy that has my lantern. Where is this pick when I need him? At 6 more picks. Let's go. 6 more picks and we can close up shop. Right now, I am just running on fumes right now. Ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what's happening. I'm running on fumes. All right, we got a few more predictions here. We got 7, 11, 7. We got 8 up here for my guy Michael. We got 4 to 3. Jeez, that's a big spread there, my guy. Oh, you're saying 4 to 13 wins. Oh, that's what okay. I thought you were saying like we're gonna win 4 to 13 games. Okay, no, you're making fun of the predictions. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Sheesh. This whole time I've been saying this, ain't nobody correct me until I correct myself, and now everybody's got jokes. Sheesh. All right, here we go. Got very optimistic guy, Easy, saying 2 wins. Optimism at its finest. My guy in here says, guy in the chat had to go with it again. I had to do it. I didn't realize how many times I said that until now. But we have, is Rice still available? Let's take a look. I believe he is still available, though, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look here. Yes, Brendan Rice is still there. Do we triple down in wide receiver? That's the biggest question out there. Do we triple down in wide receiver? Drum roll, please. 13 wins. Hey, that's optimistic. That's optimistic. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Deus. I honestly, that's very optimistic for you. That's optimistic. I love it though. I love it. Come on, Rice. That would be fun, right? That would be fun to kind of get a Rice emoji or Rice. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll definitely do that. Here we go. Contribution coming, our Fishbowl Flash. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Absolutely appreciate it. He says this. Thank you for what you do. Go Cardinals. No, thank you. Thank you for being here and cooking me in the chat. I wouldn't have any other way. Thank you. So the last day, the last day of the draft. Super excited about it. We got several months for the start of the season, but super stoked. Thanks for being here. Absolutely. All right, we are on pick 221, and the pick is actually done by the Bills. So we got 5 more picks. How long can it take? How long? They need to go in turbo mode right now. That's all I got to say. So we got the Bills, the Commanders, the Raiders, Bengals, and then the Chargers. So 5 more picks. Although it says the Bills pick is in, 5 more picks before the Arizona Cardinals' final pick of the 2024 NFL draft. So, got my guy in the chat says 12. Man, I do say that a lot, don't I? Get some right. I need something, man. I need to eat. I've been living off of peanuts and like a sandwich or something. It's what I've been living off. So definitely gonna eat pretty good after this draft for sure. I just want to win a division game. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, the Seahawks aren't that great. I don't feel like the Seahawks are that great, honestly. I think that if you like, let's seriously ask ourselves. Look at the NFC West. Who had the best draft? And I'm talking about, like, I know we had 11 picks. I get that. So sometimes people would say the Cardinals, and I know this is a Cardinals page, right? It's a Cardinals channel. Who has the best draft in the NFC West? Like, really think you think the Rams had I feel like they got some good players, right? They ended up getting Jared Verse. They got Fisk. And then we have the Seahawks end up getting Brian Murphy the second. Good pickup as well. But who has the best draft, do you feel like? It was the Cardinals? Do you think the 49ers did? I'm hearing a lot of 49ers fans not happy with their draft. Like, they are bad-mouthing every single pick that has happened. I don't think 49er fans are happy with their draft. Rams are kind of indifferent. They also got Blake Corum. I really like Blake Corum a lot. They got Blake Corum there as well. And then the Seahawks has like, what, 4 picks? They didn't have very many, but who definitely killed the draft is the question here. Cardinals, Cards/Rams had the best. Seattle and Niners are bad. I think the Rams did pretty good too. Obviously, I'm gonna be very, very what's the word, biased here and say the Cardinals have the best, but I do think the Rams did a good job. I think the Rams did a really, really good job. Fisk, Jared Verse, and then Corum. Just those 3 alone they're good pickups. They're good pickups for sure. Here we go. Fishbowl Flash. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Becoming a channel member of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Thank you so very much. We are going to start getting more exclusive videos for you channel members. Appreciate you for joining in. And just for you 262 people in here in YouTube/X/Twitter, we might be doing a jersey giveaway. Just TBD. Right now, there's no details other than we might be doing a jersey giveaway, right? From your favorite, whoever your favorite draft or your draft prospect is. Most likely Marvin, but we most likely are heavily thinking about doing a jersey giveaway. So definitely stay tuned. Subscribe it up if this is your first time here. If you're watching this on Twitter/X and you're just like, I'm just hearing this guy ramble, that's cool. Appreciate you for being here. Shoot us a follow if you guys haven't done so already. But we are thinking about doing a jersey giveaway for Marvin Harrison Jr. most likely, because I can't imagine anybody else wanting anything different if they win. So, yeah. Channel members, you are very, very heavily influenced in terms of letting us do these things. So I appreciate y'all for joining and hanging out. Appreciate it. You think Joe Alt's gonna be Joe Alt is gonna be available? Okay, here we go. The Bills pick is in. How have they not announced this already? What's happening? AZ Sports Fan, professional yapper. That's good. That's good. All right, here we go. Now we got 4 picks ahead of the Cardinals. All right, so they go Travis Clayton, guard out of England. I didn't even know there was a college named England. Interesting. Okay. What do you think number Marvin Harrison Jr. will wear? That's a good question. He's been asked multiple times. Like, the media has kind of, to the point, maybe annoyed him at this point, because everybody's asking the same question. What jersey are you going to wear? I know he was 18 in college. I know BJ Ojulari is 18. I'm fully aware of that. But I don't know. I don't know if he even knows. I think he's going to look at the available numbers. Maybe he'll make a deal with BJ Ojulari and get him off 18. Maybe the Cardinals will give him 0 if he wants 0. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. It's a good question. All right, now we got the Okay, thank you, Commanders. Picked so quick. That was amazing. Appreciate you, Commanders. All right, so the Commanders pick is in. And then after the Commanders, we got the let's take a look here. All right. 7. I can't even imagine the people that are like picking 257. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So we got the Buffalo Bills pick. We got the Commanders on the clock. It says the pick is in already. And then we got the Raiders, Bengals, and then the Chargers, and then us. So still got a little bit ways away. 88 makes sense. Oh, is there an 88 on the? I don't think there is, huh? That would be nice. That would be nice. Honestly, 88 does sound pretty cool. 88 would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. Mike gives props to Prater. He's got us. Yeah, no, for sure. Prater, man, MVP. Everybody should be shouting out MVP in the game 1 for sure. Absolutely for sure. Yeah, they like to bleed these picks out, though. They like to bleed these picks out. I did hear it. 88 is retired. Yes, 88 is retired. Yeah, it is retired. And I don't want to see another 11. Like, I don't want to see another 11. It's Fitzgerald to me. So I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. Guy in the chat. Man, I'm just saying that a lot, huh? All right. Imagine Kyler not running for his life constantly. It's awesome. Well, we got some we got some help. We definitely got some depth for sure. Ooh, 81. Anquan Bolden. Huh. 81. That's interesting. That's interesting. 81 would be nice. I wouldn't mind 81. Wouldn't mind 81 at all. Shit. I agree with you there. I'm honestly surprised we haven't put a statue of number 11. I'm surprised we have not put a statue of number 11 out there. Not literally the number 11, but you know, with Larry. Larry to go. 3 picks away. Almost there, y'all. Almost there. Commander's pick's been in since like 10 a.m. Come on, let's announce it. And they might be going to commercial break. That's how bad it's getting right. They might be going to commercial break right now. Okay, so Washington pick is in. They end up going Javonte Jean Baptiste, edge out of Notre Dame. Okay. So then there's going to be the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Chargers, and then us. So 3 more teams ahead of us. Oh my goodness gracious. 3 more teams ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more teams. 3 more teams. Yeah, y'all in the chat are wildin', man. Y'all in the chat are wildin'. I can't with you. I can't with any of you guys right now. Anybody see that that Kyler Murray video we saw a little earlier? We put a video out here on the apparently Kyler Murray is putting in the work already. Pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and do that while we wait for this this pick that loves to drag on for days and years and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and do a quick sharing of my screen. And then let's go into the Twitter/X world. And then let's take a look at Kyler Murray here real quick. Tell me if you think this is the guy right here. Black shirt, black shorts. Do you think that's who is that? Okay, he's gone. He's out of the frame now. That's Trey McBride. Okay, so I need y'all help. Okay, so that's Kyler Murray, obviously. Trey McBride just ran out of he just left. Boom. He threw the ball to Trey McBride. Okay, we know that. Okay, so this is Michael Wilson right here. Black shirt, black pants, right? That's Michael Wilson. Who is this guy with the black shirt and black shorts? Who is that? That's not Marv, is it? Is it Pascal? That might be Pascal. All right, I need some predictions here in the chat, y'all. It doesn't. I don't know who that is. Like, it might be Pascal. It definitely doesn't look like Marv. That's for sure. I don't think this is Marv. It's not. It's too early for it to be Marv. It might be Pascal. You know, yeah, it might be actually now thinking about it. He doesn't stay in the frame long enough for me to see who that is. I mean, it's got to be Pascal, right? Because was it Chris Moore that we got? Chris Moore, that's not Chris Moore. Interesting. Yeah, it might be Pascal. It looks like Brandon. It does look like Brandon Ayuk. That's true. That's true. Did Rice just go? Oh, you're just saying he might be a Charger. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Michael Wilson's definitely there. Pretty cool. All right, 1 second, y'all. Got my guy. All right, talks amongst yourself, everybody. We're almost there. I'll be right back. All right, we back. Okay, let's see here. Chargers are on the clock. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Anything about Guy in the chat? This is gonna be a forever joke now, isn't it? That's right. That's what it's gonna be a forever joke now, huh? Sheesh. All right, so I think the Raiders end up going safety out of Air Force, Trey Taylor. Oh, you're right. Brendan Rice does go. Brendan Rice goes to the Chargers. Wait, right? Yeah, he does. Man. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Brendan Rice goes to the Chargers. Now we have the next pick. Yeah, I feel bad for Brendan Rice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel bad for Rice. Okay, so now he's gone. Okay, so now where do we go again? Trenches, right? Let's see who's best available right now. Let's see who's best available. Let's close this out. Let's close this out. Too many tabs up here right now. All right, let's take a look here. Linebacker. Maybe. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's no wrong answer right now. I don't feel like. Okay, so Brendan Rice is gone. Okay, Cardinals are on the clock. Pick is in. The pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. The pick is in. Here we go. Finally, we're going to know who the Arizona Cardinals are going to pick. Let's go. Finally. Sheesh. This definitely felt like forever. Tanner who? Let me see if there's any guys on the top named Tanner. Oh, of course, the PFF has been shut down apparently right now. I don't know why. Why do we feel bad for Rice? I don't know. I felt like he was going to be like a lot higher than this. But I mean, I've been wrong a lot. So, all right, let's see what the Cardinals do. Pick is in. Let's see what the Cardinals end up going here. Let's see what the Cardinals end up doing here. Okay, there we go. I got the all right, best available per PFF. Now that Brendan Rice is gone, you still have Taj Washington, which is another wide receiver from USC. Leonard Taylor, defensive lineman from Miami, still available. Cornelius Johnson, wide receiver out of Michigan, is still available. Kalen King is still available, cornerback. Yeah, we got it right here, y'all. Let's see who the Cardinals going. Who the Cardinals going here? All right, here we go. All right, Cardinals are on the clock. Who do we go? Yep, Chargers got Brendan Rice. I just saw that. Yep. All right, so still saying Cardinals are on the clock. Dang, literally a pick before the Cardinals, Brendan Rice goes. Sheesh. Oh, here we go. Okay. Javonte Jean Baptiste? No, is that Washington? I think Washington gets him, right? Oh, Washington gets him. I apologize. Yeah, Washington got him. I'm sorry. We didn't get him. Washington got him. So what are the Oh, here we go. Cardinals get Jaden Davis. Okay, so Cardinals get Jaden Davis cornerback. Jaden Davis quarterback. Cornerback. I'm sorry. Cornerback. Oh my God. I'm running on fumes, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm running on fumes. All right. Jaden Davis cornerback. Okay. Out of Miami. Jaden Davis, 5'10", 182. Okay. All right, 3 corners. Another DB. All right, y'all. We're going to close up shop. I need to spend some very, very high quality family time right now. It's been football all weekend, and I need to get out. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for chilling. That is the last pick for the Arizona Cardinals. Just another quick recap. Jaden Davis is the last pick for the Cardinals, a cornerback out of Miami. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you so very much. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. We're going to be closing up shop right here. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, have a great weekend and go Cards.